Hello and welcome to episode 17. Today's walk I'm going to climb Schiehallion. Schiehallion is one of the easier Munros, both to navigate as the path is quite clear and there's only really one decision point where you need to turn right, and then after that you follow the path up the mountain. And the car park for Schiehallion is at quite a high level, so you've only got 750 metres of ascent, and the walk in total is about 10 kilometres. It's got a nice profile. It starts off with a gentle incline, then it gets a bit steeper, and then it eases off again when you get near the top. And on the way back down, that makes for a nice easy walk back off the mountain. Schiehallion itself is about 2 hours drive from both Glasgow and Edinburgh. The one thing to note is that the car park at Schiehallion only fits around about 15 cars. There is an additional overflow car park a little bit further up the road, so it's about another kilometre away from the car park, and it looked like it would take about 20 cars maybe. I never actually went into it. It is a popular walking destination in the summer, so I would advise getting there early. There are toilets at the car park, but there are no overnight parking of any description. You can't sleep in your car, you can't leave your car. There's no overnight parking signs warning you not to do that. So from the car park, there is a path, you can't see it in here, but there is a path that goes straight on. So just as you leave the car park, you turn to your right and go through a gate. And once you've gone through that gate, you're on the path and you really just follow that path all the way up the mountainside. It's a well-made path, it's clear and easy to follow, and it goes up the mountain. Once you get a bit further up the mountain, maybe around about here, it gets very rocky, and so the path is not as clear. There are a series of small cairns and you just make your way through. On this particular walk, a lot of it was snowed in, so the snow made it a bit tougher to walk through. It was quite fresh snow, but other than that you walk all the way up. When you get to the top, on the south side of Schiehallion, there are steep drops that you're not exposed. You can easily keep away from it on the right hand side. If you were to climb up onto the rocks, as I did, you can have a look over and see down. The cairn is at the very far end, and when you're there, it doesn't really look like the highest point, but I did verify it when I was there with the maps and GPS, and so the cairn's at the very end. Once you've reached the top, you then just return back down the same path as you climbed up, and it really is quite straightforward. Schiehallion is located right about the centre of Scotland, right up the middle. I'm looking at the southeastern Highland forecast. So it says it goes as far west as the Central Highlands, north to Ben Alder, Dromachta. I'm going to go on Wednesday this week for the walk, and it's looking like 10 to 20 mile an hour winds and a 90% chance of being clear, dropping later on. Schiehallion, as you'll have gathered from the description, is a short walk, so we should be up and down that in the morning. If we look at the rainfall, so I'll start it at 7 o'clock and just run that through to about 1 o'clock. So we can see there's a weather front coming in, but it doesn't get to Schiehallion until around about 3 o'clock. I think the walk will take about 4 hours, and if we leave at 7 o'clock, we should be back before lunchtime, so it should be nice and clear. If we check the cloud cover, I think that will be a slightly different story. So it is showing that there's going to be light cloud. If we check the Met Office weather report for Schiehallion, it is showing, as same as the rainfall, that there's unlikely to be any rainfall until about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. It's the visibility I'm interested in. When the visibility is E for excellent, that means we can see greater than 40 kilometres, so that's as good as it gets. Which means that cloud cover we saw in the cloud weather map is high level cloud, and therefore the summit itself will be clear. So we should get good views from the summit of Schiehallion. We'll see how it goes. Hello and good morning. I'm at the Schiehallion car park. I've got here nice and early. It's not a very big car park. It's a pay and display, and it is £3 for the day. That was a bit tricky. It's -6 degrees at the moment. I think it's freezing the machine up. There are what appear to be toilets. Yeah, there are toilets. It's actually warm inside the toilets. Today I'm going to climb Schiehallion. It is -6 degrees at the moment here. My hands are getting cold. Filming at the car park. Oh, what's it going to be like when we get up there? So as you leave the car park, you make a right turn to go through the gate here. And you can see Schiehallion straight ahead. It's quite a short walk, this one. It's a very good path that you start on to go up Schiehallion, and it'll take us up onto the ridge. You can see the path in the outline there. When it gets near the top, it becomes a large boulder field. Not big boulders, just the top is all covered in boulders, so there's no clear path, but it's quite an obvious ridge, and you just keep to the right hand side of the ridge line. At the very summit there is a big drop on the left. Other than that, it's quite a reasonable incline. There's nothing that's overly steep, it's just gradual all the way to the top. It's a lovely calm morning so far, no breeze. I think it's meant to pick up as we gain altitude. Just after you cross this bridge, the path splits and there's a local little path you can go if you just want to do a shorter walk. It takes you back to the car park. But at this point, we sort of slightly to the right, straight ahead. Just come through the last gate that takes us up onto the mountain. There is a 4x4 trail that goes to the left, but the more obvious path goes straight ahead, takes us up into Schiehallion. A very easy route to navigate, this one. You've really got just a couple of decision points, and the main path is quite obvious. Not the blue skies we've become accustomed to, but still very nice. Sun's trying to come through the clouds. Slight breeze now. Sun's coming out. Still very cold, and there's quite a lot of ice on the ground. Doesn't look far to go, but the ridge goes on quite a bit after you get to that top that you can see. As I'm getting higher, the wind is picking up. It's coming from the south, going towards the north. Not sure if that cairn that you can see up ahead is the summit. I feel it's further back, but it might be. I don't know if I've ever climbed Schiehallion when it's been clear. We'll see when we get there. It's very unusual to have signage on a Munro. Obviously want us to keep to the right, so we'll go this way. I put a big cairn just to give you a hint. As I suspected, that cairn is not the summit. You just get to the start of the ridge. So we've got a wee bit to go. I think it's about 1 kilometre to the top. And it's got some very light cloud in it at the moment. Hope that clears. It's 9:25 in the morning. The path gets a little bit trickier to follow at this point, I think because it's covered in snow. Looks like a cairn over there, so I'll head towards that. The top is just over there. Almost at the summit. The sun came out for a moment. Hopefully it comes back. Almost there, probably about 50 feet from the summit. Just thought I'd show the south side of Schiehallion. It's a bit steeper. Now the clouds come in. I'm going to hang around a wee bit at the top here. It was forecast to be clear and have excellent visibility, so we'll give it a chance. We'll have something to eat and a drink. We'll see how it goes. I'm at the summit of Schiehallion. There's no summit cairn. Well, maybe there is over there. Looks like this bit's higher. I'll go over there and have a look. little cairn at this end. I have to say I'm not convinced it's the highest point. Definitely looks higher over there. Oh, I've got excellent visibility again with cloud in the here and there. But you can see pretty far. Not so far that way, and much less that way. That wind is cold, so I'm going to find a spot out of the wind, have something to eat and drink, and with a bit of luck the cloud that's here just now will blow over. It'll be quite nice when if the sun can come out. It's trying. Today I've brought my trusty little mat. It folds up and it allows you to sit in the snow without getting cold. I'm just sitting a couple of feet away from the top, but it's out of the wind. It's quite nice. And for the first time in about a month, I cannot see Ben Nevis. It's over there, but it's hidden in the clouds. Check the GPS and it says that this end is the summit. It really doesn't look like it, but there you go. It has started to clear up. The benefit of a strong wind. Nice over there. Now I'm back on the path From here to the summit, and the summit back to here obviously, it's quite bouldery, it's quite tricky, your footing a little bit uncomfortable to walk on, but once you get back to this path, it's a straightforward walk out. It's got a little bit, well, it's less windy down here. Still very windy. Doesn't feel as cold. I'll see if I'm saying that in a minute or two. Almost back at the car park. I think it's taken just a little over 4 hours, probably less than that walking time. I had a false start this morning. For some reason the GoPro wasn't recording and it powered off after I'd done about half a mile, so I had to return back to the start and do it again. If you've enjoyed the video, please click like. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. And as always, you'll see in the description below links to the OS Maps website with this route that I've taken today. You can print that off for free on their website and use that if you were going to go up Schiehallion yourself. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one, and bye for now. Having just walked through the car park, I think you can probably squeeze about 20 cars in here. There's a couple of disabled parking spaces as well.